Hi guys, welcome back. Nice to see you. This morning I thought we would just go through a little bit of an abdominal type session. Come with me. We're going to start lying down on the mats in our relaxation position. Okay. So you can always have a little folded towel or head cushion behind your head if that's more comfortable for you when you're lying on the floor. Right, your feet are hip width apart, your legs are parallel, okay, and your knees are bent. We want the sacrum, the rib cage, and the head to be nice and heavy to the floor. And we'll just take a couple of pelvic tilts here, just tilting the pelvis back, sending the lumbar spine into the mat, and then rolling the pelvis forward and arching that lower back away from the mat. We'll just do that a couple more times, thinking about where our hip bones are in space and trying to keep them moving together and level. And then we'll bring that pubic bone in line with the hip bones, and we'll take our hip hitch from side to side here, just shortening the waist on one side and then the other. And then again, leveling the pelvis back off, and then we'll just have a gentle rock of the pelvis from side to side. Once again, settling yourself back into your neutral alignment, hips level, pubic bone in line, little bit of center here. And as you breathe out, we're going to slide one leg away from us down the mat as the other arm reaches up and overhead. Breathing in to return, breathing out, changing sides, opposite arm and leg reach away. Good. Breathing in, draw it back. And the whole time you're moving these legs and arms away from each other, keeping the spine as still and neutral as we can. All right, so tune into what's going on in your lower back. Check that the lumbar spine's not arching away from the floor and following that leg. And as the arm reaches up and overhead, just check that the ribs aren't lifting up and away from the mat either. So we're keeping this nice neutral alignment through the spine. Little bit of centering as you float the arms up and away and the legs away alternately. Good. We're going to add a small curl up into this now. So opposite arm and leg reach away. As you return the arm and the leg to their start position, we curl the upper body up, trying to keep that pelvis as still as you can. Opposite arm and leg reach away. On the other side, the upper body comes down. Right? As we return arm and leg, we find a small curl up through the upper part of your spine. All right, that curl up will come down as you reach opposite arm and leg away. Good. If you need to support your head, then you can take a hand behind your head that isn't going back into that starfish position. All right, so if you need to support the head, please do. I don't want you to take any strain into your neck here. Last one. And then we're going to bring that spine back down to the mat. I'm going to change my angle here slightly, and we're going to take the feet wide, okay? As wide as your mat. You've got nice big space between the knees. Make sure you're still neutral in your pelvis here. And as we breathe out, we're going to bring the knee across the midline of the body and pick it back up. And then we're going to change sides. Drawing one knee in and then lifting it up. Finding internal rotation at the hip, trying to keep the hips and the pelvis as still as you can. We'll then add that knee drop in as well. So we find internal rotation, pick it up, external rotation, and return. And then internal rotation and external rotation and return. Okay, so we're just mobilizing into the hip joints there as we move the thigh bone in and out. So let's do one more here. Making yourselves even to both sides, keeping that pelvis as still as you can. And then we will walk those feet back in to our relaxation position. Okay? Feet hip width apart, legs parallel, knees bent, a little bit of center here. Arms just resting by your side on the mat. Take a breath in. And as you breathe out, we're going to tilt the pelvis back and peel that spine up bone by bone. Sending those knees away from you, the hips up nice and high towards the ceiling. Take a breath there. And then breathing out, we bring the spine all the way back down, bone by bone. Lengthening through that lumbar spine before you return to neutral. And off we go again. Breath in to prepare, breathing out, tilt the pelvis back, peel that spine up. Be strong through those legs. Find the back line of the body. Okay, really lift those hips up. And then breathing out, we return bone by bone, trying to lengthen the spine back through. Let's add the arms in on the next one. So take a breath in, prepare, breathing out, tilt the pelvis. And as you start to peel the spine up and away, lift the arms up and float them overhead. Breathe in, hold, breathing out, let's circle those arms wide and bring the spine down. All the way back through to neutral. 2 more just like that. Tilt the pelvis, float the arms up and away. Find that bridge position. And then circle the arms wide and bring the spine back down. You can find a little bit of flow to that movement now. Last one coming up. Float the arms up and away. Lift the hips towards the ceiling. Circle the arms wide and melt the spine back down, bone by bone. Bringing yourself back down to neutral on the mat. From here, take your hands behind your head, elbows in your peripheral vision, neutral pelvis and spine. Okay, find a little bit of centering here and come into a single knee fold. All right, right angle hip and knee, and then you'll return that foot to the floor and change sides. Single knee fold. Return that foot to the floor. On the next one, we find the single knee fold. We pause. We breathe in and we take a curl up here, really sending the air into the back of the rib cage. And then we'll lengthen the upper body back down and return the foot to the floor. Changing sides, single knee fold. Breathing in, find your little curl up through the thoracic spine. All right. Breathing out, lengthen the spine all the way back down. And breathe in, we'll return the foot to the floor. Okay, breathing out, single knee fold. Finding the curl up on your inhale. Exhale and lengthen that spine back down. Return the foot to the floor. Good. One more on this side before we add in the second knee, if we want to, okay? If you don't want to add any more challenge into this, you stick with single legs here, all right? If you do, we'll bring that second knee up into that double knee fold or tabletop position, all right? As you breathe in, you're going to curl up. Lovely. Breathing out, lengthen that spine back down and through. And then we return the first leg, we return the second leg, and you're going to change that lead leg each time. Finding that double knee fold or single if that's where you want to work today. Find that curl up, lengthen that spine back down. Keep your centering switched on here and return the feet to the floor. 2 more sets just like that. Finding that curl up, keeping that knee fold, lengthen the spine back down. Really think bone by bone as you return those feet to the floor. And then off we go again. Last set here. And then lengthen that spine down, guys. And return your feet one at a time to the floor. Connect those legs together. Keep your hands behind your head. Again, I'll turn a little bit more of an angle for the camera. So the ankles and the knees are glued together. We're neutral in our starting position. Hands still behind the head, elbows in peripheral vision. We're going to find our hip roll from here, just rolling the pelvis over onto one side, keeping the chest looking up towards the ceiling. Try and keep those shoulder blades connected to the floor. Breathe in to return, breathing out to find your hip roll. Rotating the spine. Breathing in to return, find your obliques. Let's do one more just like that. Keeping those shoulders connected to the floor, keeping that chest looking up towards the ceiling, keeping those knees glued together, okay? Think about that bottom knee pushing into the top knee the whole time. All right, this time we're going to add in a little oblique curl. So you come into your hip roll, we pause, we hold. As we breathe in, we're just going to lift the head and shoulders up into an oblique curl. Think curling up towards that top hip. Okay, we'll then lengthen the spine back down and return that hip roll. Going the other way, we breathe out, we hip roll. We breathe in, we find that curl up on the oblique line. Breathing out, lengthen the spine back down. And then we return that hip roll back to center. All right, hip roll. Breathing, curl up. Breathing out, lengthen the spine back down. And breathing in, return the hip roll. Okay, 2 more to each side. Find the hip roll, find the oblique curl. and then lengthen it down and return. Keep that center switched on. Okay, keep that hip roll as you find those obliques. Yeah, just watch that the shoulders don't rotate and follow the hips. So you've got to really think about curling up as straight as you can towards that top hip. Okay, last little challenge. Bring yourself back through the midline of the body into your start position. This time, we're going to curl up first. So we're coming into a small curl up here, and we're going to hold that. The tips of my shoulder blades are just dusting the mat here. As I breathe out, I'm going to find that hip roll, find those obliques. Good, keep that little curl up. Breathe in, bring the pelvis back to neutral. Breathing out, hip roll the other way. Find those obliques. Good, leave those shoulder blades dusting the mat. Come back center, lengthen it down. Let's do a couple more just like that. Find the curl up. Hip roll one way. Good, breathe into center, breathing out, hip roll the other way. Keep that curl up. Good, find those obliques. Breathe into center, lengthen it down. All right, last little set. You can always pause and do more repetitions if you want to. Okay, just saying. You don't have to if you don't want to. Last one. All right, bring the pelvis back round, lengthen the spine down. Let's just take a full body stretch there. Reach arms and legs away and open out that front line of the body. And then we'll slide the legs back in, sweep the arms around and just hug the knees in. And we'll just open out the lower back as well here. Just having a little rock from side to side. Circling the knees around one way and then the other. All right, from here, just roll yourself onto your side, okay? And I want us to prop up on our elbow. So your elbow is directly beneath your shoulder. If you have any shoulder issues, you might not want to do this, and that's fine. You can adapt, okay? I'll just miss it out. We're going to have our feet in line with our bottom here. Really drawing out of that shoulder. So I don't want you sinking in here. We have to lift the waist. We have to push the elbow and the forearm into the mat. You almost feel like you're squeezing like a tennis ball or something in your armpit here. All right. Still trying to lengthen and find the ribs, looking towards those hips the whole time. I'm going to keep my legs stacked. All right, from here. Let's reach this arm up towards the ceiling, and I want you to keep reaching it. And as you do that, I want you to push those knees into the mat and lift the waist. And then we're going to lower it back down. Keep the arm reaching, pushing that forearm and that supporting elbow into the mat. Lift the hips up. Good. And lower them down. Lovely. Two more. Lifting up and lowering down. It's subtle on this next one. Lift those hips up. Sweep the arm and just open out the side of the body a little more. And then down we come. Send that arm down. You can look down towards your legs more. And one last time, let's circle the arm up and round. Lift the hips and open out that side of the body. All right, lowering it down. Bring that arm round and let's just come straight over onto the other side. Okay, so you're going to ground that elbow below your shoulder. Your feet are in line with your bottom. And we have to keep a little lift and connection up through the waist. Still thinking about those ribs, looking straight down towards the hips. We're centered here. We're not letting the shoulder creep up. Yes, push it away. Let there be space for your neck here. Reach that top arm up towards the ceiling, and you're going to keep reaching it, and just try and lift the hips up. Good. And then lower them down. Keep centered. Keep pushing that elbow into the floor, and we lift up. Good, and lower it down. Lovely. Two more. Lifting up and lower. And on this one, keep pushing that elbow in, that shoulder lift up. We find that side reach here too. And then we'll lower those hips down with control. Take the arm down to your legs. Look that direction towards the legs. And then off we go again. We're going to sweep up and round. And again, find that side flexion. And then draw yourself round and down, bringing yourself into a seated position. I'll turn sideways on for you, soles of your feet together. Okay, lengthening up through that spine. Ribs still talking to the hips, all right? Hands just on the outside of your knees, and we'll just peel the spine forward here, bone by bone. Keep that scoop and that centering. Reach forward, take a breath, and then restack that spine all the way back up. And then one more time, just take that little spine stretch forward, rounding the spine. And then draw yourself all the way up to sitting. And we're going to leave it there for today. I hope that was all right for you, and to see you again very soon. Don't forget, if you like it, subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you soon. Thank you so much. Take care. Bye bye for now.